Bring in Florida Congressman and member of the House Armed Services Committee, Michael Waltz. Congressman, welcome.
Yeah, thanks so much, and thanks for covering this for our Guard.
There was some talk the National Guard troops might stay until fall. Then the Pentagon spokesman John Kirby said the plan as of now is for their mission to end in mid-March. What is your understanding?
Well, we keep asking that question. I attended that hearing that you just showed today, and we continue to ask. I've asked formally in a letter. I've talked to the acting Secretary of the Army and asked at this hearing today, what is the specific threat that is so dangerous and so large that we need more National Guard men and women in our nation's capital than we have in Afghanistan and Iraq combined? What is that threat? Because if it is that dire, then the entire nation should know about it, and certainly us as members of the Armed Services Committee. So if the threat doesn't exist, we keep getting referred to this kind of vague online chatter, right? But if it doesn't exist, send the troops home. These men and women, I have to remind everyone, not like active duty, they have been pulled out of their businesses, out of their families, out of their lives. Many of them are single parents, have child care issues.
Sure. Send
them home and come up with a more permanent solution. But many of us are calling this Fort Pelosi now. Between the fencing and this brigade-sized force, it just doesn't seem to match the threat at all. We can't even get the threat articulated at this point.
From the Federalist today, no such show of military force was deployed in the aftermath of the militant Black Lives Matter riots that shook the city for days. Is that fair?
Well, in fact, the entire operation was pushed back on when some National Guard was deployed. Then it was actually decried and criticized. So you're right. It doesn't comport. January 6th was horrific. January 20th, the inauguration was secured. But what is the threat going forward? And then what is the long-term plan? And to your point on the Texas freezes and what's going on there, these men and women have been called up for COVID, for vaccines, for natural disasters, for social unrest, and they still have to train and be ready to go overseas for regular overseas deployments. And every time you have to go to your employer, every time you have to go to your family and say, I'm gone again, that has a real impact on recruiting and retention.
Congressman, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Thanks so much.